When it comes to creating SVGs and PNGs, the first thing I want to tell you is this. You don't need to learn every single button in Canva. Canva is packed with features, presentations, videos, social media graphics, and that can feel overwhelming when all you want to do is make simple designs. But here's the secret. For SVGs and PNGs, you only need a handful of tools. And once you know where they are, Canva becomes super easy to use. That's exactly what we're going to do in this lesson. I'll give you a quick tour of Canva, but only the parts you'll actually use as a digital product seller. By the end, you'll feel confident enough to start designing without getting lost in all the extras. Every design starts with a blank canvas, or what Canva calls your artboard. Click the Create button in the upper left corner and choose Custom Size. For SVGs and PNGs, I recommend a square format like 2000 by 2000 pixels. Why 2000 times 2000? Because it gives you a high-quality file that looks good when resized. But it's not so large that it slows down your computer or bloats the file size. Once you create it, you'll see a clean white square in the middle of your screen. That's your workspace, your playground. Everything you design will live here. Most SVGs start with text, so the text tool will be one of your most important tools. On the left-hand menu, click Text. Next, click on Add a text box. You can resize your text box by clicking and dragging the corners. Type in your phrase, like dog mom or coffee first. To change the font, make sure your text box is selected, then click on the font menu in the top toolbar. From here, you can scroll through hundreds of font options. You can even upload your own fonts from external sites like Creative Fabrica or DaFont. Canva offers a mix of free and paid fonts. The good news is that all fonts inside Canva are already licensed for commercial use, so you don't have to worry about whether you can sell designs made with them. If you're on the free plan, you'll have a smaller selection to choose from, but if you upgrade to Canva Pro, you unlock the full library, which includes hundreds of extra fonts. If you only want to see fonts that are free, click on the filter icon, check the box next to free, and then click Apply. Once you've picked a font, you can adjust the size either by dragging the corner of the text box or by using the plus and minus icons in the top toolbar. When your text is selected, you'll notice a whole set of tools appear across the top. Here's what you can do with them. Change the color, use the color wheel to pick any shade you like, or type in a hex code for an exact match. Style the text, make it bold, italic, underlined, or even strike through with one click. Switch case. Quickly change your text to all uppercase or all lowercase with this button. Adjust alignment. Center, left, or right align your text within the box. Lists. Turn your text into bullet points or a numbered list if needed. Letter spacing and line height. Create different effects by spreading out the letters or adjusting the space between lines. Transparency. Use the slider to make your text more see-through, which is handy for layering or background effects. These tools give you a lot of flexibility, but remember, simple and bold almost always works best for SVGs and PNGs. Next, let's look at the Effects tool. When you click this, a new panel opens on the left with lots of fun options. You can curve your text, add shadows, create a lift effect, make it hollow, splice it, outline it, add neon glow, or even place a background shape behind the text. These effects can be great when you're designing PNGs because they add depth and style that look amazing in print or sublimation. But here's an important tip. Effects like shadows or glows won't work for SVGs. Since SVGs are read as simple cut lines, those extra effects won't transfer. They'll either disappear or cut in strange ways. So think of it this way. Effects are perfect for PNGs, but keep your SVGs simple and bold. When you select a text or element in Canva, you'll notice a mini toolbar appear right above it. Let's quickly walk through what each button does. Magic Write. This is Canva's AI-powered writing assistant. You can use it to instantly generate, edit, or refine text for your design. It's more helpful for longer text projects like social posts or presentations. You won't use it much for SVGs, but it's good to know it's there. Comments. This lets you or your teammates leave feedback directly on a design. Super handy if you're ever collaborating, though you won't need it for simple product designs. Lock position. This freezes an element in place so it can't be moved around accidentally. Duplicate creates an exact copy of your selected text or element. This is great if you want to reuse something or test variations without changing the original. Delete, pretty straightforward. It removes the selected element. Lastly, there's 3 dots. This More tool expands to show extra options like layering, linking, copying styles, or other special actions depending on the element you've selected. It's basically the advanced menu. Most of the time, you'll use duplicate, lock, and delete the most. But it's worth knowing what all these tools do, so you feel comfortable when you see them pop up. You already know how to change a text font, but Canva also gives you a really handy way to filter fonts by style. When you open the font menu, you'll see categories like handwriting, corporate, display, headings, paragraph, and more. If you click on one of these, Canva will only show you fonts within that style. This is super helpful when you're looking for something specific. For example, if you want a handwriting font for a playful, crafty design, you can filter to just handwriting styles. If you want something bold for a t-shirt design, try the display category. If you're pairing fonts, like using a bold heading with a lighter subheading, you can browse headings versus paragraphs to find good matches. Filtering keeps you from scrolling through hundreds of fonts and helps you find exactly what works for your project faster. Now, let's talk about alignment. When you select a text box or element, Canva highlights it with a purple outline and little handles at the corners. As you drag it around, you'll notice purple guidelines appear automatically. These lines snap your element into place with the center of the page or in line with other objects. This is a lifesaver for keeping your designs clean and professional. Instead of eyeballing alignment, Canva does the work for you, making sure your text and graphics are balanced and neatly lined up. Next, let's add some simple graphics or shapes to go with our text. Click Elements in the left menu. Type in what you're looking for, like paw print, heart, or coffee mug. When you search for an element in Canva, you don't have to scroll endlessly. You can filter your results by categories like all, graphics, photos, videos, or mockups. Here's what that means. Graphics. This is usually what you'll want for SVG and PNG designs. It shows illustrations, icons, and shapes that work well for cutting machines or print files. Photos shows real-life images. These can be useful for mockups or backgrounds, but they won't work as cut files. Videos, short video clips, not something you'll need for product designs, but good to know if you ever create marketing content. Mockups, pre-made templates that let you drop your design onto an item like a t-shirt or mug to see how it looks in real life. Using these filters saves time and helps you find the exact type of element you need instead of digging through thousands of results. For most of your design work, you'll be sticking with graphics. But it's good to know the other categories for when you want to test your design in a mockup or use photos for inspiration. Canva will show you a mix of free and pro graphics. Remember, free ones are available to everyone. Pro ones have a crown. Don't worry if you don't have Canva Pro. There's still plenty to work with. Plus, you can upload your own graphics later if you want to expand your design library. When you click on an element from the menu, it automatically appears on your canvas. To resize, grab one of the corner handles and drag in or out, and to rotate, use the little rotate arrow just below the box. You can move it around simply by clicking and dragging it to any spot. This gives you full control over where and how the element fits into your design. Shapes are also under Elements: squares, circles, banners. These are perfect for creating backgrounds or adding emphasis to your text. Resize, rotate, and recolor elements until they fit your design. You'll be surprised how fast a simple word looks like a real product once you add just 1 or 2 graphics. Now that you've added some text and elements, you might notice that sometimes things don't show up the way you expect. Maybe your text is hiding behind a shape, or a graphic seems to disappear. Don't worry. Nothing's gone. It's just the way Canva handles layers. This is one of those little Canva things that trips people up at first, but it's super easy once you get it. Think of layers like a stack of papers. Your text might be on one sheet, your graphic on another, and maybe a shape in the back. If something disappears behind another element, it's just because of the order of the stack. Here's the trick. Right-click and choose Layer. Bring to front or send to back. You can also use the position button on the top menu to move items forward or backward. Once you do this a couple of times, it'll feel natural, and you'll never have to panic if something disappears. Let's talk about the Arrange tool. This is what keeps your designs looking clean, balanced, and professional. When you select one or more elements, click on Position in the top toolbar and then choose Arrange. From here, you'll see options to align and space things evenly. With the different Align tools, you can snap your elements to the left, right, top, bottom, or perfectly center them on the page. For example, if you want text right in the middle of your canvas, just hit Center and Canva does it for you. And here's a bonus. If you select multiple items at once, you can align them with each other. For example, if you highlight 3 text boxes, Canva can instantly line them up so the tops, middles, or bottoms match perfectly. No more nudging things around by hand. You can also space items evenly. If you have multiple elements, like 3 text boxes in a row, Canva can automatically spread them out with equal spacing, either vertically or horizontally. No more guessing or dragging each one around. Using Arrange makes your designs look polished and consistent, which is especially important for files you'll be selling. So that's it. The tools you'll actually use in Canva. Text and fonts for the words your buyers love. Elements and shapes for simple graphics and accents. Layers, so you can move things around easily. Free versus pro, so you know what's available right now. That's all you need to start. You don't have to learn photo editing, videos, or fancy templates. With just these basics, you're ready to create clean, simple designs that work. And that's exactly what we'll do next. In the following lesson, I'll walk you through creating your very first SVG design, step by step, so you can see how fast it is to go from a blank artboard to a finished file you can actually sell.